Now, another situation here that you might be facing is that you can encounter wrong data. So, what does it mean by wrong data? Wrong data technically means that even though it's in the right format, there's nothing, or the data or variable is available, they can still be wrong because of human error or maybe a glitch in the system. So, let's take a look at this new data set over here. So let's output the data frame. So here it let's take a look at the duration column. So we're gonna focus on this column instead. So in the duration column, we can see that all of these are perfectly normal except for this one over here. It is 450. So maybe we can assume here that probably during the recording part, they were someone or a human was supposed to put in 445, but instead they put in 450. So one way to solve problems like this is to manually change them. So to manually change them, we're going to subset here on what column. So it's going to be the duration. And then since we've already have the subset, we will then identify on what specific row. So this one is on the row 19 or the 20th row. So we have already targeted this one, so we can change this back into 45. So it's already okay. So let's output the data frame again. Let's take a look at this one. So before it was 450, but now it is 45. So this one is 45 instead of just 450. Now, what if there are actually multiple variables that are wrong? So for example, here in the duration part, the maximum number should actually just be 120. And let's take a look at the other variables here. And there are a lot of other rows in the duration column that are way beyond 120. There's like 300, 150, 210. So you can't manually, so it's not a very smart decision to just change them manually, each and one of them, because it will take a lot of time, and it's not a good way to code the problem. So here we will actually be using a loop. So we need to change all of these ones. The maximum value should just be 120. So we'll be doing a loop. So we will be iterating through the entire data frame. So to iterate to the entire data frame, you're gonna type in 4x, that's a temporary variable in the data frame, and then on its index. The index will be the label. So it's going to iterate to 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 168, the end of the data frame. So, and then what we're gonna do here is that if there is a variable, if there is a specific row in the duration column that is beyond 100 to beyond 120 or above 120, it will be changed back into 120. So for us to code this, so let's specify on what specific variable should be changed. So this one we need to subset duration first. So we've already subset duration, and then to iterate over it, we're gonna put in the temporary variable, which is x. So if it is be above 120, so there we've already set the condition here. So if it is be above 120, you will change it into 120. We just need to copy this code, and then instead of greater than, it will be it will become equals to 120. So we are setting the variable to 120. So let's run the code and let's see what will happen to the data frame. So here we can see that there aren't any variables that are beyond 120. So it's 120. The ones that were 300 and 150 before, they were all changed to 120. So that is one way to solve the problem. So to approach the problem. Another way that we can do there is actually just completely drop them. So let's run the code again to keep the data set clean. I think the way that it was before. So just like before, what we've done was change them into 120. But now, instead of changing them to 120, we will delete them overall. So in order to do that, we're still gonna use the loop again. So and then if the in the subset of the duration and iterate to all of them, the condition if they are above 120, we will not replace them. We will not change the number, but we will drop them. So to drop this, it's very simple. You just need to put in here duration and iterate through every single one of them. Oops. So that is we have already dropped them, and let's take a look at the data set again.